Hi, this is Terry Tewksbury, and this is my Expressive Language Therapy Project lesson plan. And I have geared this towards the preschool age child, ages 3 to maybe up to 5, depending on where they're at. I would not necessarily have all of this out when my students arrive, but for the sake of demonstration, I have set up prior to recording. I would start with a rhyme, because rhymes are a great way for them to learn a language. It repeats, it's a pattern for them, a language pattern for them, so that they can catch on and work on that MLU, increasing their language and their vocabulary. I'd start out with, green turtle, what do you see? I see an orange duck looking at me. Orange duck, what do you see? I see a purple rabbit looking at me. Purple rabbit, what do you see? I see a black bear looking at me. Black bear, what do you see? I see a blue elephant looking at me. This goes on and on with different colors and different animals, so I would end up doing it once for them, then having them join me, and it would be something that I would probably, with a preschool age child or small group, do on a repeated basis until they were comfortable saying the entire rhyme with me. And it reinforces not only their color recognition, but the ability to say those colors, to recognize them and make that connection with the animals and the characters that are a part of that rhyme. And it's a good way to kind of wake up the brain and get them started. I have a book called Bear in a Square, so I might say to them, I really enjoyed doing that rhyme with you. Today we're going to be talking about shapes and colors. And I have a story today, and it's called Bear in a Square, and it has a puppet that goes with it. Can you help me put the right shapes on our puppet? So I would have them be the one to hold the puppet while I read a story, and have that on their little hand, keeping that hand busy while I read Bear in a Square. Find the bear in the square. And then I would ask them, where is the bear in the square? If you notice, there's different animals in each window, so they have to recognize which one is the bear. And the bird is not in a square, so they have to differentiate which one is the square. And then I'd have them point to the bear in the square, but I would ask them, what other animal do you see in a square? And hopefully they could say a dog or a cat. If they said a bird, I would say, I see a bird, but does that look like a square? So I would just pull that language out of them and have them not just point, but tell me what the animal is that's in there. And during that time, I would also ask them, can you show me which one is the square? And hopefully, after going through that, they would be able to put the square on the bear. And then I would have them say, the square is on the bear. And we would repeat, going to the next page. Find the hearts in the queen's hair. So they have to find where the queen's hair is. So there's that receptive language piece that kind of ties in with our expressive language. And then I would ask them to show me where the heart is and put the heart on the bear and say, the heart is on the bear, and have them say that with me. This goes on through all of those shapes that are here that you can see on the table. And after we went through that, and I would stop and I would ask questions, find the rectangle in the school. There's several, right? And I would draw that to their attention. If they were able to see the chalkboard, I would see, what is the owl sitting on? What shape is that? And maybe they would be able to give me that. Or what do you see sitting on top of the desk? And they could see the book or the glue, and just have them identify things and use their words to tell me what those things are. So after we went through that entire activity, I did not go through the entire book with you because it would take a while. I would do this activity with them where I would sort objects. And I would ask them, why did I sort these objects the way that I did? And if they're having a hard time, I'd give them some cues and some prompts and say, these are all the same, and hopefully they would be able to identify these are all the same color. And these are all the same, and hopefully they'd be able to identify that they're all the same shape. So then I would go ahead and use my Venn diagram this way, and I might move some things in the middle. And I would say, now those are all the same shape. That's right, they are a triangle. Those are a triangle shape, and these are all the color red. Now, why did I put these ones in the middle? What do they all have the same that these don't? And it's a little trickier, so it could be an extension piece for somebody who needs that extra challenge. But the difference is they are all the same size. They're all small. These are big, these are small, these are red. I would also have them look at objects. We could play a game where I put out on a mat and I'd say, find the item that is the rectangle shape. And they could either go for the domino or the rectangle or the telephone. For square, the beanbag or the dice, the circle, the cookie, the counter, having them making those connections. And I would have them tell me, what is, yes, that's a square, what is that? And hopefully they'd be able to say the beanbag. And I'd say the beanbag is blue and square, and have them say that as well. At the end of our time together, I would have them do a little, I would point to it and say, can you tell me what shape and color, shape and color, shape and color, and see if they have those, that skill that made that connection yet. And hopefully, but each time that we met, they would be able to use more words, more attributes, more descriptive words for their environment around them, finding out what we could play I Spy in the Room. What do you see that's a triangle shape? Maybe it'd be a party hat or a piece of pizza, making those language connections for them. So that's just a sample of an expressive language lesson plan for preschool. Thank you.